Okay, we are on. I want you to take a few minutes here while I do this course for you to help you. I want you to shut everything down, turn the radio off, close your door, get into a space where you can concentrate. Okay? I want you to grab a pen or a pencil and a little pad that you can keep notes with. We're going to go through this course. This is going to be probably one of three or maybe one of four where I'm going to help you. The title to this program that I've put together here, 3 foundational steps, pulling the plug on gambling on problem gambling. Do you want to stop gambling? Do you want to end that nightmare? I'm sure you do. I know I wanted it, and I finally did. Now, I want you to open your mind to this. I'm going to make a couple of promises in this beginning here, and we're going to talk about 3 things here. Actually, we're going to talk more than about 3 things, but I want you to have a major shift in your mindset. I want you to understand why you're focused on gambling, okay? Why you're focused on gambling. I'm going to help you get a clear understanding, which is going to help you to properly distract that destructive focus. Okay? Number 2, we're gonna work on helping you understand the real meaning of the word decision and what it actually really means in this world of broken promises. Okay? That's gonna either make you or break you. That understanding of the word decision. And number 3, how to begin your destruction. Yeah, how to begin your destruction against problem gambling. How to distract or begin your distraction process on problem gambling. Okay, we're going to talk about purpose, working on purpose, and a new direction for your life. Now, I want you to bear with me. I want you to go through this whole micro speech with me. In the middle of this micro speech, I'm going to talk about an extra added bonus for you. If you want to take advantage of that, I believe it's going to be very valuable. And at the end of this micro speech, we'll wrap everything up, and I'm going to ask a favor of you, if indeed you truly find not just this video but my other free videos valuable, and you're getting something out of it. So let's get into this. My name is Santos Rolon Jr, a.k.a. Soldier of Self-Mastery, Philosopher of Everyday Victorious Living, right out of Stockton, California, at your service. So let's get into this. Why you're focused on gambling, getting a clear understanding, more importantly, for you to properly distract that destructive focus. Number 2, I know I'm making an emphasis on this again, the real understanding of a real decision can make or break you. And number 3, how to begin distraction process, working on your purpose and new direction. I want you to ask yourself a quick question here. Okay, so bear with me, stick with me throughout the rest of this video, okay? I know some of you watch a few minutes of my video and then you drop off, and that's part of the reason why you're not getting the victory that you want. Do you want victory in your life? You want to end this nightmare of gambling, of out-of-control gambling period, because personally, I believe that whether it's just gambling or out-of-control gambling, it's all leading towards something in your life that's going to eventually bite you in the ass big time. So I'm sure that you want to stop. If you're here and you're watching this video, I promise you that as you go through this video, you're going to have a major mind shift. There's going to be some revelation that's going to come from the material within this micro speech that's going to help you achieve Now, you got to be committed to this, okay? You must be committed, and I'll know if you're watching the video in its entirety. I can tell through YouTube analytics whether you are watching the video in its entirety. I'm just joking, but I can't tell. I can get some information about the analytics of what's really going on here on YouTube. So, have you ever sat down in a quiet place and asked yourself, how did I get here? Have you ever asked yourself that? You know, your mind is extremely powerful. It is extremely powerful. You may not understand what I'm getting at here in that phrase, but I want you to get something. I want you to understand something. And I really want you to open up your mind. If you're here, I'm going to congratulate you right now. If you're here in front of this video, it is because you have a desire and because you are looking for a way to pull the plug on your problem gambling, just like I've been able to. And I'll tell you one thing, my friend, it sure feels good to be free. Okay? Now, I'm going to share with you right now, and this may come as a revelation to you, how powerful your mind really is, and maybe you're not even aware of it. Okay? You may not be completely aware, because most people are not consciously aware of what's really going on in their life. They're not. That's why we get ourselves into all kinds of problems. By nature, we are very addictive. And it doesn't take 21 days to create a positive habit or a negative habit. It can take 1 to 2 times to build a foundation to run with. Because those are the things that trigger our endorphins. They trigger our feel good, our natural high. And then we just keep going from that and we build momentum. Next you know, we have a habit. So the fact that, and we're going to get into this a little bit more in the probably the second or the third portion of this video. I want you to think about this, that you have the capability of stopping yourself from gambling. You have the ability to stop the lie. You have the ability to distract that false belief that's in your paradigms. Your subconscious is like a guarded safe with armed guards at the entrance, holding anything or anybody from getting in there. That's what your subconscious is like. That's what the paradigm area of your brain is like. It's like a big safe that's guarded. So in order to change your life, in order to change in order to begin breaking that habit by establishing new positive habits, you got to get into that safe. But before you get into that safe, you have to get rid of those armed guards, if you will. Now, how are you going to do all this? This is what we're going to talk about in this short micro speech. So how did you get to where you are today? Think about it. Think about that for a moment. How did you get to where you are? You're chasing your loss. Obviously, you know that you have an addiction, and gambling, out of control gambling, is probably one of the worst addictions that a person can have. You can do your own research. Remember I said earlier to have a pad, have a pen. I want you to write down some ideas that are going to come to you. Okay? Write them down. Right now, I want you to focus on what we're talking about here. I want you to focus on becoming free. See, the fact that you're here and that you're not in a casino ought to tell you something about your mind. Remember earlier I said that your mind is extremely powerful. Your mind is extremely phenomenal. The more you begin to practice on how to control your thoughts, you are going to break free. Not just from gambling, but from any addictive habit that you have in your life that may be holding you back or causing a serious destruction in your life. So your mind shifts. You are in control. See, the fact that you're sitting here, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to emphasize this. I want you to understand the power that you have, that you're in control of. If you weren't in control, see, that's why the lie, these belief systems that we have, this gambling urge, these triggers, this paradigm tries to make us believe that we're stuck here, that this is the end, that there's no way out. And we tend to focus on that. We tend to believe those lies. But I want you to realize that you're sitting here right in front of a video that's talking to you about your habit, your out of control gambling habit, and you're watching it. You're watching it. So understand that you have power in your mind, that you have power and you have control over your life, over your mindset. Now, you're going to need some help. I had to bring in a lot of help into my life, right? I had to bring in a lot of rituals. I had to do a lot of exercises to get to where I am today. But there's got to be a foundation, okay? So I don't want to get too far into everything that goes into this because I've talked a lot about these things in my other videos. But this is going to be a little bit of a different video. So let's go into the next phase here. I really wanted you to focus on why you're gambling. You have an addiction. And I believe you've recognized that. That addiction started with maybe it was a night out, or maybe you thought, I'll take a little bit of money. You know, you hear about gambling. Maybe I can go and have a night out, or whatever it is that you, however it is that you got yourself into a casino, whether it was playing dice on the streets in the projects, like I started back in the 70s. Or some other idea that you had that you went one time, maybe you went twice, and then it began a foundation where you continually built upon in your mind, and now you've gotten to the place where you have an addiction, a full-fledged addiction, okay? You got to recognize that. You got to admit it into your life, to yourself, in order to make correction. So now that you have a clearer understanding, as I said earlier, having a clear understanding of what it is that your problem is, and possibly how you got there, is going to give you the ammunition of how you are going to get out of that situation. Okay? You have to admit you have a problem. You're addicted. By nature, that's just the way we are. Any experience that makes us feel good quickly. And there are experiences in life that don't make you feel too good, and you stay away from those. But the ones that are probably the most harmful are the ones that trigger those endorphins, that feel good, that natural high. And after a while, we're chasing that thing. We're just chasing it. We're just chasing it without any conscious awareness, without really thinking, without stopping. And then a video like this comes into our life and catches us when we're out of the casino. Okay, when you're not thinking, okay, about gambling, okay, and again, I want you to focus, okay, I really want you to focus. You're getting thoughts, you're getting ideas, write them down. Please write them down. They're going to serve you later on. Keep a journal. So, understanding is going to give you power. Clarity is going to give you power. So, now you know why. Somehow you built a foundation and it got you to where you are today. Okay? Now, obviously that is what I've just shared with you ought to have given you already a mind shift. Okay? Number 2, I want to talk to you about decision. In this world that we live in of broken promises, and communication that is, sometimes I watch successful people talking, having conversations. They cut each other off. They're not really listening to each other. But yet we function. That's how we function, right? That's how most people are. And we live in a world of broken promises. It's hard for us to believe. See, the way the mind operates, it operates like on a GPS system, like on a map system. Input, input, right? And we are the ones that make decisions to all of this input. I remember I was corrected by this gentleman speaking in a video. He talked about that we're not brainwashed. We allow ourselves to become brainwashed. You have allowed yourself to become brainwashed. You've made the choice to be where you are today, just like I've made the choice to make this video, this course, this lesson here. So if we understand that today, the word decision is really not greatly understood. You know, if you look at Webster's dictionary defining the word decision, I don't know when was the last time you read that. I remember I read it some time ago. The word decision has to do with a promise. It has to do with making a contract. The word decision carries a lot of responsibility. It carries power. When was the last time that you made a decision and followed through with that? Maybe you made a big purchase. You bought a car. Maybe you bought a house. Maybe you bought something. You shook hands, verbally said, are you going to do something, right? You entered into an agreement. You entered into a contract. And we've lost sight of the word decision. People say they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Most people, honestly, they don't come through. They make excuses, they make false promises. It's hard to really trust people. And in fact, we've gotten to the place where we don't even trust ourselves anymore because we say things and we don't do it. The power of a decision. If you want to quit gambling, you're going to have to realize a decision, the true meaning of a decision. And again, this video, this material applies to any other area. It could apply to smoking, it can apply to prostitution, to pornography, to watching too much TV, too much social media, anything that can actually become a habit, a destructive habit, and rob you of your valuable time. We have to understand that when you make a decision, you are entering into a contract primarily with yourself, first of all. You're entering into a battle, and you want to win that battle. So the clearer that you have an understanding of what it means, the better off you are going to be when it comes to achieving daily victory. Now, there is no perfection. Even though in a sense I am a perfectionist, you know what? So I work on myself every single day. And I fail forward, my friend. I'm not ashamed to say that. I fail forward. Sometimes I fall flat on my face. But when it comes to certain things in my life where I said, you know what, I'm not going to do those things anymore. When it comes to gambling, I made a decision some time ago, months ago, that I would not enter into a casino. I began to work on myself. I began to paint a picture in my mind. I began to understand the power that I had right here and right here. And I'm not going to get into all of this in this video. We'll talk about that maybe in a second video. But I want you to get a foundation going forward here in this video. I want you to have a foundation for victory. I want you to have a mind shift. I want you to have some revelation of where you are and where you can be. Okay? So understand that a decision is actually a contract. So if you're not ready to make a contract with yourself, if you're not ready to make a serious commitment with yourself about a certain area of your life, don't go around saying that you're going to do this or the other thing, because all you're going to do is you're going to hurt yourself further, my friend. You're going to continually sabotage yourself. And your subconscious is going to pick that up like a magnet, picking up metal objects that are going to stick to it. And it's just going to become further destruction in your life. I want you to think about what I just said. If you're not willing to make a commitment about something, don't say that you're going to do it. If you're ready to make a commitment, if you're ready to make that decision, then follow through. Because now there's no excuse. You have a greater understanding. Remember what I said earlier, that clarity is power. Understanding is power. It helps you. Because if you understand, if you know something, you have a higher chance of achieving than being a little bit confused about it or not having a great understanding. The Bible says that a double-minded man, this is in the book of James in the New Testament, this is portion of the verse. It says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So, you got to understand the power of decision. And that will make, either it will make you or break you. Now, we're coming to the best part here, and we're way past the middle of this video. I want to say this before I finish this. I'm going to give you some revelation. I'm going to help you make a mental shift in your mindset. If you truly, I hope that you've come this far, you've stuck this far with this video, because now we're really getting to a very, very important part of this video. But before I go into this last section, I want to share this with you. If you've watched this, because you've watched this in its entirety, I'm going to give you 30 minutes of my time. And believe me, I consider my time very valuable, just as much as your time is. A 30-minute Skype session at no cost. We could either do it through Skype, we could do it through a Google Hangout, we could do it through phone, or we can do it in person. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. You can ask me any questions that you want. I want you to pick my brain, my friend. We can talk about getting a little bit of a better plan for your life so that you can focus and get some serious direction and purpose for your life. Would you like that? Would you like to have that? I'm offering you that bonus at the end of this video. And if you find value in what I'm sharing, there's going to be a donate button in the description. Right along, there's going to be a donate button in the description. PayPal. You can donate to Soldiers of Self-Mastery. Where is that going? That helps me give to the 3 charities that I have already, that I give to on a monthly basis. That's also going to help me continually work with my business partner, so that we can create ebooks, we can create more courses, different things that are going to help people around the world. That's my purpose. My purpose is to develop leadership. My purpose is to help people become free, to learn and understand the power of your mind, to learn and understand the power of your speech, to have emotional mastery. I'm calling all of this the way of a soldier of self-mastery. So if you see value in what I'm teaching, continue watching the rest of this. I won't keep this video too much more longer. But comment below, subscribe, and there's also going to be a subscribe button to a link where you can become part of our subscription, where we're going to be sending out informational stuff, and we will let you know once or twice a month when we will be doing different types of things to help you, and you can become a part of this vision. You can become, if you're not a part of anything, it's going to help you. It's going to help you, help us change lives. Think about it. If you're not a part of anything right now and you want to be a part of something big, join us. Join me. Join our team that's already developing, and you can contribute by sharing a little bit. I don't care if it's, if it's $1,000 or if it's $5. You can donate, you can subscribe. So I think I'm making a little bit too much emphasis here. I want to go on to the one of the most important parts of this video. And remember, at the end, you're welcome to take advantage of what it is that I'm offering. Go into the description area. There's going to be some goodies there for you. Okay? With that said, let's get into this revelation. The best part of this lesson, pulling the plug. The reason why you're focused on the wrong purpose, you need the right purpose to distract gambling. Okay? Let me say this, that among all these other things that we talked about, one of the major reasons why you are still gambling is because you're following the wrong purpose. Maybe you do not know the purpose for your life as of this time. Maybe you don't know it. I guarantee you that if you get the right purpose and the right vision of who you are in your subconscious, you break into that subconscious, you remove those bodyguards, those armed guards, and you get into that subconscious and you say, you know what, I'm taking back those belief systems and I'm putting in some new belief systems. You're changing your purpose. You're changing your vision. And that's what I want you to do. That is the goal of this course here. But how are you going to do that if you've been programmed, if you've programmed yourself, if you've allowed yourself to become brainwashed to believe the lie, to believe the bully, right? You're getting beat up by the bully. You're believing a lie. You're believing a false paradigm. That's why you're continually doing this habitual exercise. You're focused on gambling, but now you're not focused on gambling all the time because you don't live in the casino. See, the fact that you're not completely consumed and focused on gambling all the time should let you know that you can distract your gambling focus. But how are you going to majorly do that? By looking at yourself, by finding a quiet place. Remember I said notes and pens, and by writing down and thinking about what your purpose is. What is your purpose? What do you really want to do with your life? Who are you? Okay? If you believe you're a gambler, that's what you're going to behave like. Okay? If you begin to understand that you are not a gambler, you begin to push that into your mind with all of the material that I'm sharing on YouTube, you should be able to begin to break into that safe and remove those guards and replace all of those false belief systems. Now, I want you to focus on your purpose. Do you know what your purpose is? Your purpose is not to gamble. Your purpose is not to go into the casino every time you get a trigger, or every time that you see a billboard, or every time that you hear somebody at the store. You're out in public and you overhear people talking about how much of a fun night they had last night, or at the casino, or how much they won. That's all bullshit. It's all a lie. Okay? You got to learn to distract those thoughts, and you got to catch them before they distract you. Now, how are you going to be able to do that? With a lot of what I've shared with you already, and what I'm gonna share with you in the next video. And I didn't expect this video to stay as long as it is, but I want you to think here. I'm going to be ending here, but I want you to really, really think about what I'm talking about here. Your purpose. Begin to focus on what your purpose is. Begin to focus on the fact that you want to develop a positive habit to override the negative habits. I guarantee you, if you begin to really if you sit down and write down, and this may take a little bit, I understand, this is work. This is what I've had to do to get myself to where I am today, completely free, my friend. Do you want to be free? I want you to be free. I honestly, man, wholeheartedly want you to be free. You got to find what your purpose is. You're focused on the wrong purpose. You got to shift that purpose aside by replacing it with a brand new, with a purpose that's going to get your endorphins going. Remember I talked about earlier about that feel good, that natural high? You want to replace that high that you've been trying to continually experience by going to the casino with a new high, with a new and I guarantee you with a new purpose. I guarantee you the moment that you write on a piece of paper something that strikes a chord within your heart, within the deepest recesses of your mind and your mind is going to begin to shift, because that's what's going to begin to consume you, my friend. And that is the revelation that I want you to get. If you've gotten anything out of this course, out of this short micro speech, I want you to understand that the key, the goal, is to find what your purpose is. I can help you if you stick around. I can help you if you're willing to do some homework. I can help you if you're willing to make a contract with yourself. I can help you if you're willing to understand that there's a foundation to all of this and becoming free. Now, personally, I believe that you can become free the moment that you declare it. But you enter into a contract, you enter into a battle that you must fight to win. So, finding your purpose will take some time, possibly, or maybe you already have an idea of what your purpose is, but you've gotten so distracted that you've allowed all these other things to just get in the way. Primarily, you believe that your purpose was gambling. Now you're understanding that that's not your purpose. Your purpose could be a business. It could be going back to school. It could be a new career. It could be whatever it may be. But it has to be big enough to distract this lie that you've been believing for so long, my friend. So, we're going to end here. We've talked quite a bit. In fact, this is probably one of my longest videos. I want to thank you for sticking around, my friend. I want to thank you for being here. If you've come through and you've watched this video, that ought to say something to you about your focus and your mind. That ought to say something to you about your desire, my friend. And I'm willing to give you my valuable time to help you go further. So, with that said, I'm going to continue to make every single day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of, my friend. I'm telling you, my friend, this is powerful. You can free yourself from today forward. Go into the description area. Donate if you want to, if you find value in what we're doing and what I'm sharing here for free. Subscribe. Download your free confidence report. When you subscribe, that will come to you. It's a report that you can use to help build up confidence. What else will I have in there? Message me when you subscribe. Santos, I want to have that 30-minute Skype session with you. I really want to I want to dig deeper into my mind, and I want to understand the power that I have that I've neglected for so long. It's going to be in the description area, my friend. I appreciate you. I thank you for sticking with me, and I'm believing total victory for you as we go into 2018. And as I said, there's going to be another version to this video. I'll be working on that also. So, with that said, Santos Rolon Jr., a.k.a. Soldier of Self-Mastery, Philosopher of Everyday Victorious Living, at your service right out of Stockton, California. I'll see you on my next clip, my friend. Peace and power into your life.